Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Fossil Cup, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Lanturn. Lanturn's a very interesting pick for the Fossil Cup meta, especially the way it seems to be shaping out, with everyone seemingly running Pelipper on the lead. I've seen a lot of Jellicent leads, and there's no better answer to those powerful water types than Lanturn, guys. It completely shuts them down because it resists the water type damage and can deal super effective electric type damage. And Lanturn is quite bulky, so it's able to hang in there with titans like Registeel. And speaking of Registeel, we've got one of the best answers to Registeel in this meta in the form of Lucario. Lucario leads a double counter user backline as the safe swap option, guys. You want Lucario to grab shields or flip switch advantage for you. And you definitely need to preserve those shields for Lucario as it is quite squishy. And you set up the end game for Escavalier to close the game strong. Escavalier has amazing closing potential, not only because it hits hard, but because it has access to Mega Horn with Stab, which one-shots just about everything. But I had a blast with this double counter user backline. Before we dive into the featured set of the video, we're starting things off with some bonus battles that I thought were tons of fun. And we had a Jellicent on the lead. They swapped into a Registeel. And we are just going to go to work on this Registeel with our power-up punches. The beauty of Lucario and having it be so attack-weighted is you really only need one power-up punch and you can counter Registeel all the way down, guys. It is a thing of beauty, and we do shield up the Zap Cannon because we really want our Lanturn on that Jellicent. So we have loaded energy. Our opponent knows that we have loaded energy. They still have a shield advantage, guys. We want to get that shield back, so we're baiting and we're grabbing the shield, and the opponent did not like that, guys. They said, I am out of here, as they concede the match. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played. Lanturn is often slept on, guys, but my goodness, it is quite good, especially in these specialty cups like the Fossil Cup. And here we go. Picking up a Lucario on the lead, so pretty neutral lead. The way I like to play Lucario leads is I will look to spread the damage across our Lanturn here on the lead and eventually Escavalier. As our own Lucario, although it is the dedicated safe swap, does not want to come into a boosted Lucario for a mirror match. So we tank the first power-up punch. Gonna throw Escavalier in here to tank power-up punch number 2. And because of our bug dual subtyping, we are taking neutral damage from the fighting type damage. As they make a play into Rainy Cast form. Holy smokes, guys. I see a lot of Escavaliers running Acid Spray, but no, we run Mega Horn for that reason. Right there, guys. Nearly one-shotting a relatively bulky Pokemon. That was insane. I don't recommend Acid Spray. I know a lot of people think that you need it for the mirror matchup, but I think that is all hogwash. Mega Horn all the way, guys. For that reason, right there. Just made our jobs a lot easier as we do come back in with our Lanturn. We tank the Weather Ball and we farm down. Now, they've got a Tin Can Man on their team, guys. Lanturn can do some nice neutral damage with Stab, with Thunderbolt, and we grab the final shield. That is amazing. And we knew that they needed to catch, so we held on to that energy. Guys, you got to recognize the win conditions. You got to know when they need a catch to stay alive and play against that. And they do concede the match. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played. Had to give Lanturn some love for the Fossil Cup, guys. Has a lot of play. A lot of play. Can hit a lot of things for super effective and has some solid neutral matchups like this one right here, guys. We got Escavalier here on the lead. Now, of course, it can hit us with super effective drill runs. They are at a potential drill run right now, so we're just going to go for this Thunderbolt, and we definitely grab a shield there that would have done a lot of damage, and we will return the shield in kind, and they Acid Spray us! Oh my goodness. They baited us with an Acid Spray, so we swapped to not only clear that debuff, but to bring in our Escavalier on this opposing Escavalier as they look to catch. What the heck, this battler? Baiting us, grabbing our shields, catching our moves. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Alright, so we've got a Jellicent. They caught that drill run on the Jellicent. Gonna go for another drill run. We are not shielding anything from this Jellicent because at this point, it is within perfect farm down range for our Lanturn. And they do look to bait us. We're not giving up that final shield. No way, not gonna happen. And this is just another bubble beam, and that is okay. We're going to come back in with our Lanturn and get ahead on energy because we really want to get rid of that opposing Escavalier that loves to bait us with acid sprays. So we do get to another Thunderbolt, and this could be a drill run. And although it wouldn't KO, it would get us pretty low. And they acid spray again! Are you kidding me? What the heck is going on? And they make a play into their own Lanturn. So they got both of our shields with the acid spray. And guys, that kind of just ticked me off. So what we're going to do is grab that shield with the threat of the Shadow Ball from our Lucario. And we went for Shadow Ball because we knew that we were only going to get to one move with our Lucario. And they will definitely take us out with a Thunderbolt. So what we need to do now is tank whatever this is because it doesn't KO. And we need to get to as close to back-to-back Thunderbolts as possible, guys. We're biting down on the mouthpiece. Nice little fighting combat sports analogy for those of you into combat sports. We're biting down on the mouthpiece. Get rid of that Lanturn, and we're close enough to get rid of this Escavalier. This annoying, pesky Escavalier that loves to bait. You may have baited our shields. You may have caught our drill run. But it didn't help you in the end, guys. It was so nice and so satisfying to take that one. That's going to be a good game well played. Had to start things off right with some fun bonus battles. As we move into the featured set of the video, we are picking up a very solid lead in Jellicent. I've been seeing a solid rise in the use of Jellicent on the lead, and this is why Lanturn works beautifully on the lead in the Fossil Cup. We're going for the Thunderbolt, and they tank that Thunderbolt. Holy smokes. They must be pretty confident in their back line to tank that, guys, and we easily tank a Shadow Ball. Lanturn is quite bulky, guys, and we can farm it all the way down. Fully expecting a hard counter to Lanturn, so we go into Lucario. They had a Ferrothorn, and they meet our Lucario with a Swampert. So Lucario can do quite well against Swampert, guys. Not very much in this meta can withstand the boosted counter damage from Power Up Punch. And right here, guys, we almost threw the game. We totally thought that we hit our shield, but what happened, guys? We had YouTube on the TV, so we looked up for a split second and thought that we hit the shield, but apparently we hit the, the done button to no shield, and they one-shot us. So now we're in a really hard spot. So we do come in with our Lanturn, and thank goodness they no-shielded the Hydro Pump, probably putting the hope and faith into their Ferrothorn. So what we're going to do is just look to chip with a resisted Thunderbolt, and we're thinking we're okay with our Escavalier. As Escavalier has a very strong matchup against Ferrothorn. Now we know that they are at nearly back-to-back Thunders, so we have to shield one. And I'm thinking we absolutely live one Thunderbolt long enough to counter down the Ferrothorn, and we do live that pretty easily, I might say, as we counter it down. My goodness, guys. We almost threw that one. Holy smokes, but a good game, well played. I had a blast with this Lanturn team, guys. I had 2 sets left yesterday and decided to give this team a shot. And here we go. We had a Registeel in the lead. We aggressively went into our Lucario, and they meet us with a Seismitoad. So we do shield up the Muddy Water. We knew that that was a Muddy Water, and it's never fun to have to shield up a move like that, which doesn't do a whole lot of damage. But what we're concerned about is this super effective fast move pressure from the Mud Shots with Stab from the Seismitoad. So in order to preserve as much health as possible, we're forced to shield these Muddy Waters, and we did get the attack drop on that first one. And we are just going for the power-up punches here. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but apparently Seismitoad beats us in the 2 shield going straight muddy water, and yeah, they're gonna farm us down. Those mud shots, those super effective mud shots were just a little too much for our very squishy Lucario. So gonna come in with Escavalier and soak this damage and look to get ahead on energy, farm the Seismitoad all the way down. And they come in with another Mud Boy in the form of Quagsire. So this is another reason why I highly recommend running Megahorn. Acid Spray is not the way to go, guys. We go for that big hard-hitting Megahorn, and it does loads of damage to the Quagsire. And they do make an aggressive play back into the Registeel. Going to go for another Drill Run. So we know that Quagsire is very close to an Earthquake. They're one mud shot off. So we have to preserve our Escavalier and come back in with our Lanturn to not only soak the damage, but try and get rid of the Registeel. So we're going to get rid of it with a Thunderbolt. And we know that Quagsire is loaded on energy. They're one mud shot off from an Earthquake, and they're low on health, and they are resisting our fast move pressure. So they overfarm by a little bit, and they go for the Stone Edge. And we really needed that to KO, guys. We really needed that to KO because us surviving gives them enough farm to get to another Stone Edge, which absolutely KOs our Escavalier. Oh man, that one was close. It was a lot of fun, and I don't know if they undercharged that Stone Edge, but if they did, hats off to them. They played that beautifully. Good game, well played. For those of you who have a Lanturn kicking around, you might want to consider dusting it off for the Fossil Cup. It is quite strong. And here we go, Registeel, neutral lead. So we're going into our Safe Swap Lucario, and they meet us with a Pelipper. So the goal with Lucario is to either flip switch or grab shields, guys. And a lot of Lucarios love to bait with that power up punch. They overbait too much with Lucario. We're going for the Shadow Ball, and we're nearly KOing the Pelipper as we counter it down. That is how you use Lucario, guys. We flip switch. We now have the alignment we need because we can now align our Escavalier onto the Tin Can Man Registeel. And we will easily beat this Registeel. If they choose to play out the 2 shield, we just outpace them and we can hit them for super effective damage with our drill runs. So we're going for drill run number 2. And if they're smart, they will shield us, and they do. As they make an aggressive play in the Jellicent, and we've got the Lanturn for the Jellicent, guys. This is why Lanturn is a sleeper pick for the Fossil Cup, guys. So many people are running those Pelippers and Jellicents, often on the same team, like what we see here, guys. And Lanturn just gobbles them up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, going for the Thunderbolt, and they do shield. They are trying their very best to take out this Lanturn. What they really want is this Jellicent on our Escavalier. So we do end up shielding a Bubble Beam, as we did tank the first Shadow Ball. Lanturn, quite bulky, like I said, guys, can tank damage pretty well. And we do go for another Thunderbolt. Doesn't KO because they did debuff us, and they will get to another Shadow Ball here, which will KO us, but that is okay. The Jellicent is just about done. Lanturn did the job, allowing Escavalier to get back in, and we do outpace to the drill run. This is why I like Escavalier as the closer, as we're saying bye-bye to the Registeel, and we're countering down the Ghost-type Jellicent. Escavalier coming in super clutch, closing the game strong. You'd love to see it. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played to our opponent. Escavalier proved to be quite the closer, guys. How about Escavalier? My goodness. And here we go. Speaking of Escavalier, we are met with one on the lead here with our Lanturn. And we're going to just look to get off a Thunderbolt. And they do look to CMP tie us to the drill run, not looking to build up to anything. And we do tank the drill run, as you can see. Although super effective, Lanturn has some very, very good bulk, guys. So we do hang on, and we do grab a shield with a Thunderbolt, so we're going to go into our own Escavalier for the mirror matchup, and they meet us with a Jellicent, and we have a shield advantage on this Jellicent, so obviously Megahorn would be resisted with that Ghost typing, so we just go for the Drill Runs. Drill Run does do more damage, and This could be the Shadow Ball. A lot of Jellicents bank on you calling the bait. So we do successfully shield the Shadow Ball. That was amazing. Very clutch shield right there. And we're going to go for drill run number 2. And it doesn't quite KO, but we can farm down with resisted counters. This is just a bubble beam. We do not have to shield this. It obviously does not KO. It does debuff us, but that is okay. We do still farm it down. And they come back in with their own Escavalier. So this must be their best answer to an opposing Escavalier. And because we have got a rank 12 Great League Escavalier, we are PvP optimized, so we will be losing CMP to a lot of opposing Escavaliers as they take us out. We come in with our Lucario. These counters are really hurting our Lucario guys, so we're going to go for this power-up punch and get rid of this opposing Escavalier, and they let it go. That is amazing, and we've got a Ferrothorn in the back. Holy smokes, it's lights out, guys. GG's, Trader. Thank you so much for the battle, as it was lights out. That Ferrothorn did not stand a chance as they concede the match. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Telling you guys, Lucario is hard to stop once that power punch train gets rolling. And here we go. We've got a Registeel lead, so we're going into Lucario, as with all Registeel leads. And it looks like they're staying in a little bit here, and that is beautiful. We are going to go for our first power punch. And like I said before, guys, it is a thing of beauty with Lucario up against Registeel. You only need one power-up punch, and the boosted counters, you can counter it all the way down, but they don't stick in for that. They don't hang around to get countered down. They bring in a Pelipper, and just like with that other Pelipper, we're going for the Shadow Ball, and we're going to look to counter the Pelipper all the way down, guys. I'm telling you, from experience running my own Pelipper, I call the power-up punch all the time. Every Lucario loves to bait the Pelippers. You don't bait Pelipper, you go for it. Because you win, just like that there, guys. And we are down on shields, but we are thoroughly boosted. They come in with their own Lucario, and we do grab the shield, and they do counter down. So because they're ahead on energy, we're going to come in with our own Lanturn to soak a potential Shadow Ball. Once we soak the Shadow Ball, and we do live, by the way, guys, because Lanturn is quite bulky. Going to come in with Escavalier and look to counter the opposing Lucario all the way down. And all they have left is that low health Registeel. And we don't even really need to throw this drill run, but we will. Just why not? And they do let it go. Yeah, it was over. Holy smokes, guys. Lanturn with the double counter user backline was quite powerful, as that is the team. Good game. Well played to our opponent. And holy smokes, the double counter backline is super effective. And by no means is it an original concept. I've seen Lucario and Escavalier on the same team behind many Pokemon. You can see them behind Jellicent. You can see them behind Pelipper. I've seen all sorts of combinations, but I wanted to show you guys my favorite variation of the double counter user backline in the Fossil Cup. I think they pair beautifully with Lanturn, and the reason why is because both of the counter users behind Lanturn's going to be super weak to the grass users, like Ferrothorn, of course. But you could also see Razorleaf Ludicolo or Credilli. Both of our Pokemon in the back beat the strong grass types that we often see. And Lanturn, being quite bulky, has a lot of neutral play and a lot of super effective play against the water types. So very solid team. This is my favorite version of the double counter user backline in the Fossil Cup. It is quite powerful. And like I said, I had 2 sets left yesterday, and was going to call it a day for GVL, but I said, hey, why not? I thought about this, and I said, why not just give this a try? And would you know it, guys, I got 2 juicy 4-in-1 sets to cap off the day. Very powerful team. So yeah, guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.